This video is about how to support yourself and be loyal to yourself even when other people are not. It's basically for the situation where someone misunderstands you or mistreats you or gets upset with you. Sometimes in those instances, it's easy to take the other person's side. Let's say someone's criticizing you. I feel like sometimes it's easy to then kind of you start criticizing yourself or doubting yourself. It could be as simple as like someone makes a comment about you and then you internalize it. And you wonder, is that true? And like, you may even like start to see yourself through that other person's eyes. So it connects to like, even if someone gets upset with you or they treat you poorly or mistreat you. And so in all these types of instances, I think it's important to, not betray yourself, because I know that in my own experience, it's been really difficult to not kind of like take the other person's side, because I always thought it was easier to just please the other person. I think it's important to kind of be like your own advocate, and it doesn't have to be like externally. You don't have to like say anything to anyone about it. Like, I guess what I'm talking about is just like, it's more internal and it's more like energetic and like emotional. It's kind of like if something negative happens, instead of like blaming yourself or feeling bad about yourself or feeling guilty or taking all the blame or internalizing all of it, you could try to have like your own back, basically, like just be there for yourself. And it's really hard when you feel like misunderstood, or you feel like everyone around you like doesn't understand you. It's easy to be like, oh, like what's wrong with me? And so I think it's important to just not think those thoughts, and instead like replace those types of thoughts with like, you know what? I'm a special person. I'm important. I'm worthy. And I know who I am. And, like, I'm a good person and I know what my intentions are. And it's also important to be able to see like when something is, inappropriate. For instance, like if something happens and, it wasn't fair or you didn't deserve it, instead of, thinking that everything negative that happens is like, oh, I must deserve it. Like, to be able to say like, I don't think I deserve that, and like things happen. And, it's just important to be able to differentiate that, at least in your own mind. You don't have to do anything. It's just more about like being able to see yourself in a positive light, no matter what other people are saying about you, or no matter how other people treat you. Like, that's their choice, I feel like I went through a long period of time where I was being treated pretty poorly, and it took me a long time to realize like I don't deserve that, and I once I realized that, like, I was able to make some changes in my life. But like, until you can realize that for yourself, it's really difficult to not just like put up with it. So yeah, it's just like important to be there for yourself and take care of yourself, and just like kind of the way that you speak to yourself to just be like a friend, you know? Even if like something happens, you know, to not beat yourself up over it, to be the one person that's gonna say like to yourself, like, it's okay. You know, like, be the person that is gonna encourage you and like lift you up and help you feel better. It's like so, after like so many years of being so critical of myself, it's so much easier to just like live a life of like being like kind and like compassionate with myself, and can't depend on the people around you to always be there for you, or to like always support you or always treat you right. So, you know, it's important to cultivate that like within yourself. And it's awesome if other people choose to treat you well, as, you know, the way that you deserve. But that shouldn't be, other people not treating you well shouldn't be a reason for you to feel bad about yourself. So yeah, it's just important to, you know, pay attention to how you're treating yourself.